Hello, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where I'm having fun in Elder Scrolls Online, and it is currently we're in the midst of the Imperial City celebration, so all the PvPers are flocking to the capital to kill each other, which means that Cyrodiil's countryside is largely empty. Which it occurred to me, you know what? Hey, it's a wonderful opportunity to gather all those Skyshards that normally I would get ganked trying to get. So I'm running through Cyrodiil, or rather, this is a recording of me running through there last night. In order to avoid stream sniping, what I did was I recorded my gameplay of me running through Cyrodiil, and I wanted to stream it, but I thought that's just going to invite disaster. Um, so this is just me running through last night, and then we're having fun chatting about things as we do it. So I took a little break here at this tower after grabbing the Sky Shard, and as you can see here by the map, the Aldemari Dominion is dominating Cyrodiil at this time. So I thought, wow, what a perfect time to run up and grab these various different Sky Shards around the map while everybody's busy defending themselves against AD. So I thought, hey, perfect opportunity. Sorry, Gala, you were saying as I came back?
Yeah, remember when we were talking about creating those characters with let's say not so friendly family friendly names. And
Okay.
one NPC on Whiterun on East March, I was doing some pickpocketing for Thieves Guild mission. And one NPC gave me, well, at least to me, this is a great idea for character name. That NPC was Argonian called Cooks the Meat.
Uh-oh.
And my idea, this goes kind of, it's similar with my tank's name, which was Horny Argonian Maid. So it's kind of 30. And this name is Hides the Meat.
I've seen some very funny Argonian names.
Yeah, Argonians are good for funny names.
Well, it seems Zaz, I mean, although they have like this policy, it's like, you better not have any sexually suggestive names. I see them constantly. So
Yeah.
somebody doesn't really care all that much about it. Well, I look forward to seeing Hide the Meat. For anyone who's not that familiar with Elder Scrolls Online, the Argonian race is a reptile race, and their naming convention seems to be patterned after North American Native Americans, whose names are more descriptive than anything else. I once actually met a guy, and his last name was Chasing His Horse, and apparently his ancestor was not very good at horseback riding, so he kept falling off the horse, and so his whole family became Chasing His Horse. It was kind of annoying because, at the time, uh, I was trying to help this person fill out some paperwork at an office I worked at, and I was like, there's not enough characters in this field for this name. I was like, okay, how do you want to abbreviate it? Because the computer's not taking Chasing His Horse. In science fiction, there is an author by the name of Larry Niven, and he created, well, I mean, you could almost call them Khajiit. It's basically an interstellar cat species that is supposed to be really aggressive, but not very good at warfare, um, called the Kazin. And in that science fiction series, the Kazin had to earn their names, and until they earned an actual name, they were called titles, similar to what we see with the Argonians. Like, for example, there was one Kazin whose job was to be an ambassador to humans. And so his name was, or well, until he earned a name, it was Speaker to Animals.
Wasn't on Wing Commander series, wasn't bad guys also some sort of cat
Yes,
race?
they were probably based on the Kazin. In Wing Commander, they called them the Kilrathi. And to be honest, I thought the Wing Commander games looked fantastic. When they finally came out with a Wing Commander movie, I was like, what the hell? You had these wonderful costumes for the Kilrathi in the video games. It was because this was back when CD-ROMs were a new thing, and everybody wanted to show off. Oh, look, we can put live action movies in our video games, but it wasn't like full motion. Full frame. It would be like a little clip of just people on a static backdrop, and because the bandwidth wasn't what it is now. But they had some amazing costumes and spaceships, and then at one point the Wing Commander franchise got optioned for a movie, and for some reason, whoever it was that came up with the concept for the film totally ignored all the models for the spaceships that were in the game and all the costumes that were used for the Kilrathi. And so, well, the movie did terrible, and it looked terrible. I have no idea what they were thinking. For some reason,
Wasn't Mark Hamill one of Wing Commander?
yes, he was a central
Games.
character in Wing Commander. Let's see, I want to say Wing Commander 3, Wing Commander 4, and Wing Commander Prophecy. He plays Colonel Christopher Blair, as I recall. And so he's supposed to be like their ace pilot, and goes through all kinds of, your character, he's the protagonist for most of the games. It wasn't until Wing Commander Prophecy where he becomes an NPC, but up until that point, Mark Hamill is your character.
Ooh, didn't know that.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies is in it. Let's see, this is 3-4, and I don't think he's in Prophecy. Also, Malcolm McDowell was in Wing Commander 3 and 4. He stars as Admiral Tolwyn. Yeah, the Wing Commander games were kind of fun because you had this nice branching story. So depending on how well you did, either you were beating back the enemy or the enemy was coming for you. And there was one where I guess I did really badly on the missions, and Kilrathi made it to Earth. And the last cutscene I see is the United States Capitol building in flames, and Kilrathi troops marching on the surface, and dead bodies of humans all over the place. And it's like, that wasn't a win, so I had to restart the game.
Yeah, those times were kind of brutal. There used to be lots of games where you couldn't really do any mistakes. For example, I remember, I'm not sure about sequels, but on original Prince of Persia, you have 1 hour to do complete whole game. Of course, you could use trainer or cheat codes, but on vanilla, you have 1 hour time to do play the whole game, and you couldn't even save.
Wow. I never actually played any of the Prince of Persia games. I'd always heard of them, but that wasn't a title I ever got to try. 1 hour, huh? Make it or break it.
Yeah.
I did see the Prince of Persia movie. Yeah, that was okay. In fact, let's see. As I recall, that I saw it in a casino. That was the same casino that I went to for that Star Wars concert, where I won all the money from the slot machine, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to spend all this money on Star Wars," and so I was there in the fourth row, listening to the Imperial March played by a full orchestra, but I only paid $5 to be there, thanks to the slot machine.
Wayfarer, come speak with me, please.
For anyone who hadn't heard that story, I'm not really a gambler. I'm of the opinion that the pretty lights in Vegas were not paid for by winners. But I wanted to gamble just to say that I did, and I put $5 into a slot machine. They had all these colorful slot machines with unicorns and happy bears and all this other stuff. And then there was this lonely little slot machine that nobody seemed to want to touch in the corner. And it was themed after the Alien movies. And I was like, okay, this calls to me. And so I put in $5 and I just hit max bet a few times. And, and the slot machine's gobbling up my money, and they're giving me free drinks. And then all of a sudden I find myself in the alien egg chamber. And then all the eggs start opening and they all have money in them. And then all of a sudden I look at the total and it's like, you won $400. I was like, all right, cash out right now. And coincidentally, that was about what the price was for the VIP seats and a backstage pass afterwards for a Star Wars concert, which was being held that week, which was emceed by none other than Anthony Daniels. So for $5, I got to enjoy the concert and then go back and have pictures with Anthony Daniels after the concert and chat with him for a bit.
Nice.
Although I still don't advocate gambling. That was totally a fluke, so don't expect to feed $5 to a slot machine and get a concert out of it. But I got lucky. And that, let's see, the casino is called, what is it? It's off of the Strip, because I was trying to save a little money. I was there for business. The New Orleans, that's right. I remember the name of it now. And they had a Cinemark theater on the roof, and a bowling alley too. This is an impressive casino. So while I was there, the Prince of Persia was playing, so I thought, I've always heard of this title. I'll go see the Prince of Persia. So, one night after I was done with what I was doing there, I went and saw a movie. It was okay. I saw it got some bad reviews, but it was entertaining. It was fun.
Well, I have to say that that movie is good for game movie, but standalone, not so much.
Well, yeah, a lot of game movies set the bar pretty low. There's been some pretty bad game movies. My favorite game movies have been, let's see, the first Resident Evil movie. I didn't like any of the others. But, because it seemed like the plot got thinner and thinner, and they're like, what can we do to bring people in? It's like, you know what? Each movie, Mila Jovovich will have less clothing. It's like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're coming with. I mean, hey, she looks good without them, but that's you got to have more in the movie than that.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil, well, at least first one are on good side of game movies.
Well, and I had played through all of Resident Evil 2, and so I really liked how they did the cinematic version of the original Resident Evil film, because it felt like it was probably all modeled after Resident Evil 2. They just skipped one.
But then there is other end of the spectrum, Super Mario Brothers. Oh my god, that's bad.
It's so bad that it's good, though. Do you know that this is a little bit of trivia, that John Leguizamo and the other guy, I forget his name, they were aware that this was a bad movie and it was going to be a bad movie. And most of the time that they were filming, they were drunk. And if you watch some of the scenes, it's very obvious. Yeah, I was scratching my head throughout that entire film. If you've never had the privilege of seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie, although I heard there's going to be a reboot, they're actually talking about remaking that movie. So let's see how that turns out.
Well, at least most probably they cannot do it any worse, so.
Hollywood can always do it worse. Unfortunately, we've got some. I mean, look at the most recent Ghostbusters movies. It can always be worse. We'll do something horrible to. Well, I'm not even going to speculate because people would get upset. But just imagine, take all your SJW tropes, put them in a blender, and then add the Mario Brothers, and presto, it's worse.
Though apparently there is a new Ghostbusters movie coming next year, and apparently it should be continuation for original ones.
Yes, it would have been out
Not
this year were it not
for-
for Corona. So, yeah, I'm hoping. Gosh, I'm hoping that Sony has learned their lesson and realized, oh yeah, people just wanted a sequel. To be honest, I think that the Ghostbusters 2016 movie would have been okay if it had been a continuation. If you'd say, well, this is the next generation, we're handing it down to our kids, which it looks like this next Ghostbusters movie, which is bumped to 2021, is probably going to be, is basically a handoff film.
Yeah.
And that part, and unfortunately, Harold Ramis is not with us anymore, so his character has to be a character posthumously. But yeah, I think that was a missed opportunity. Although, from what I've read, there's a Ghostbusters video game on Steam. I actually bought it, but I haven't had a chance to play it. And I think they said that all of the original actors reprise their roles, and that it's basically the spiritual Ghostbusters 3, the way they had wanted to make a film. They just did it in a game instead. So a lot of people praise the story in that one. I still need to play through it and see it for myself.
Though I didn't realize last time when I watched before yesterday Ghostbusters, beginning of Ghostbusters 2, where Ray and Winston are doing these gigs for children's parties, when they are singing theme song of Ghostbusters and who you gonna call, and all children starts chanting He-Man, He-Man. He-Man wasn't even thing anymore on that point.
Well, keep in mind there's probably a little bit of lag from when it was filmed to when it was put out.
I can't live like this.
So I don't know if how far. I mean, He-Man will live forever in our hearts in syndication and on YouTube. And if you saw the recent She-Ra offering on what is it, Netflix, that got rejected because people still prefer the original. In fact, I saw that they're going to re-release all the He-Man figures. I was actually thinking of picking up a set just for fun.
Oh yeah, there is a new one. As a matter of fact, there is new 2 He-Man lines. One started already, which is basically retro style 5.5-inch figures with modern joints, and also they are only like $50 each. And also Mattel is going to release, was it 7-inch, more collector focus line, which is also quite cheap.
Well, cheap is subjective, but
Well, cheap to compare to Masters of the Universe classics, which were like $40 piece, and those were 7-inch also.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I thought of adding a few to my collection. As OLG puts it, everybody needs a few things that just sit on the shelf and collect dust. So, yeah, I thought of getting a little set.
Speaking about your collection, I'm still waiting your unboxing video for
Oh, that's true. I need
physical.
to. You know what? That's actually on my to-do list for this weekend. I need to edit it because I tried to look at all the details that I noticed that other people didn't bother to show. So yeah, it's good that you remind me. It's all the video is actually still sitting in the camera. I need to sit down and edit it. So it's on the to-do list probably later today.
Nice.
Because that's what the Brick of Doom does, is it edits video in the corner there. That old, let's see, what is that thing? It's a 4790. I'm surprised. Have you seen Gamers Nexus will still do comparisons against the 4790 to this day?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Intel has changed their naming scheme many times, but they haven't increased the power significantly, at least not in an appreciable, way for gaming performance. And so you'll see videos all the time where, 9 and 10 series chips are compared to the 4000 series, and they'll be comparing it to either the 4790 or the 4790K. And I've still got both of those sitting right here, and they're pretty awesome chips. Yeah, the original Big Red computer was a 3570K, and those are still not bad either. They're all legends of their own sort. But I have to admit, I've been very, very happy with my Ryzen chips. My R5 and R9 are both spectacular systems to chips to base a system around. But anyone with like an old Haswell doesn't need to feel bad. All you need is a really good video card. I actually went through several GPUs because the GPUs seem to age out really quick, but most of the games, at least the ones that I play, don't really take advantage of what these processors can do generally. And so yeah, you can get away with a nice 4000 series chip. And these days, you can get a Haswell system for about, at least in the United States, used full computer for $120. That's without a monitor, though. Although these days, I think for the last decade, or maybe longer, every television has come with an HDMI port. So presto, we're back to the days of hooking your PC up to a TV. TVs just became monitors. Now, I'm curious to see, there's supposed to be 2 He-Man series that are coming to Netflix, and one is supposed to be a direct continuation of the original series, but there are some bad rumors from inside that claim that, Kevin Smith has SJW'd the series, and he's gotten really angry that people have said that, and claim, no, they didn't, no, they didn't, no, they didn't, I should know, I'm running it, blah, blah, blah. However, Kevin lied when it came to the Disney Star Wars movies, so he has no credibility as far as I'm concerned. So I'll just assume that it's probably SJW nonsense until I hear otherwise. Where supposedly it's, He-Man is just, he's like a supporting character, and it's all about Teela's story. I'm like, give me a break. Have we not learned anything?
Yeah, and Teela has girlfriend and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I heard about that.
I don't believe that shit before I say it.
Well,
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I'm gonna wait for the reviews. I mean, I don't know that that's the case, but I do know that Kevin has lied. So, Kevin doesn't have any credibility if he protests loudly. No, it's not. That's like, oh boy, you know. Now I'm worried. If he had just said nothing, I'd be like, well, that's just people who are salty and talking. But I don't know. He wasn't very truthful when it came to Disney stuff. So hopefully, do they have any date as to when that stuff will come out? It's probably been delayed with all the COVID-19 nonsense going on.
No idea.
So that's the Kevin Smith series, but then there's supposed to be another He-Man related series. Not really. I haven't heard really much about that one.
I have heard only about one series, but there is also a movie coming.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was
Most
a second
probably.
series. Okay. Dolph Lundgren returns for He-Man 2?
No, if I understood correctly, this is more lore friendly.
Yeah, I'd actually never seen the He-Man movie, but I saw that YouTube had it for free with ads, and I thought, okay, I'm curious. And OLG sat through and actually watched it with me, so I tortured her with the Dolph Lundgren He-Man movie.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It did make me crave fried chicken a lot. Ooh. So many scenes with fried chicken. I don't know what it was with that movie.
Maybe it was KFC commercial in disguise.
I'm probably going to get in trouble and saying this, but if that was going to be your primary sponsor, you missed an opportunity. You could have flipped He-Man, and it's like, now introducing Mr. T as He-Man. I love that fried chicken. I think that would have been an interesting casting, but who knows? Yeah, I have not heard any word as to how that movie is shaping up, or even what it's going to be about. What I'm curious though about is that the new series is supposedly they wanted to make it look like it fit in with the original He-Man, so they're going for, if I understood it correctly, the same animation style. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. Masters of the Universe Revelation 2020 miniseries.
Oh, it is going to be a series.
I noticed that. Wait a second. Yeah, this is. Wait a second. I think this is that Kevin Smith one. But I haven't. Then there is Masters of the Universe TV movie made in 1999. Oh, there! March 2021. The Power Returns. Nothing, only He-Man / Prince Adam has been revealed. Wait a second, that's not even really that buffed guy.
So He-Man's been skipping leg day?
Yeah. He doesn't look like He-Man.
That's the same reaction I had. I remember when Kevin Sorbo came out and he's like, "As Hercules," I'm like, "That's Hercules." You know, because I'm used to thinking of like someone with the physique of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Hercules. You know, in fact, he
Oh,
actually did
but
a Hercules movie. I think that was his first film. Was Hercules Goes Bananas?
there is also fan movie on YouTube called Fall of Grayskull. You can tell that it's a fan movie,
I
but
thought that one got copyright claims against it. Is that the one where they worked like for years on it, and the studio knew
yeah,
about it, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden they're like cease and desist?
No, it was released 2015. Oh, damn! It's already 5-year-old movie. It's like, I think it's something like half an hour or something.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Stars Alan Oppenheimer. Really? Who he was? Oh, narrator. That's not small feat to get Alan Oppenheimer as narrator. Of course, he should be in Skeletor.
I'll get you next time, He-Man.
My favorite insult from Skeletor is you royal boob. There is even Skeletor insult soundboard.
Oh, really? Maybe I should
Yeah.
get this. I was actually thinking of getting one of those stream decks. I would, set it up with a bunch of sound effects and silly things. Oh, Tricky Vendetta is there in Twitch chat. Sorry, I'm just now noticing. Oh, welcome to the stream. I have to remember to glance over it. So for a while, it was kind of quiet there because people were like, "Oh, it's just that guy restreaming again." It's like, "Oh, no, actually, I am sort of live this time." I mean, if you're just joining me on Twitch, by the way, my name is Joe, and welcome to another edition of Joe's Super Fantabulous PC Gaming Channel, where, as you can see, my little character here is running through Cyrodiil because everybody's in the Imperial City busy killing each other. And so I thought, hey, that means that the countryside is open. I can go grab Skyshards. However, in order to avoid stream sniping, this is not a live picture that you're seeing at the moment. It is actually from last night at the time of this stream / recording. So that way I can, last night the Aldemary Dominion was dominating. And so I ran through the countryside, grabbing as many Skyshards as I could. I was able to get quite a few of them. All in one go, but I didn't want to telegraph my position lest I'd be intercepted by people who are like, "Ha ha, I'll get you right on stream and kill you 50 times." It's like, maybe not, So we talk about where we've been, not where we're going. But we were also having fun chatting about He-Man reboots or continuations or, recent SJW things like the She-Ra debacle that I saw that Mattel was also putting out classic She-Ra stuff, and so the quote-unquote fans of the new series are upset about that, and it's like, well, your series wasn't popular enough to sell any merchandise, so Mattel's got to pay the bills. What do you expect? People prefer the classics. They were always much more popular than that new stuff ever was. I've
Yes.
never really understood rebooting that stuff either, because it just feels like, I mean, if you saw the new She-Ra on Netflix, it's She-Ra in name only, and everything is different. They change all the characters around and change all the story. Well, it doesn't have any semblance of the old story. There's like vague nods to what was there before, and it's like, if you're not going to use any of the stuff other than the name, why don't you just make something new? But my guess is that they realize that what they have to offer is not compelling, and therefore they try to tack it on to an existing name and then pull a switcheroo, and then it's like, wow, the public is not that dumb, and then they hate on people. How dare you not like what I made? You should just buy it. Open your wallets to me without question. It's like, no. So it looks like She-Ra is canceled. Well, at least the new and improved one. Air quotes.
Yeah, they wrapped it up like what? Last season was last season. But I have to say that normally I prefer original designs if there is reboot. But to be honest, I think 2000X Prince Adam / He-Man made more sense because they were so different to each other.
I have to admit, I had the same vibe because, I mean, as much as I enjoy the classic He-Man, it's like, no, I'm not He-Man. He-Man has a tan. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, obviously not He-Man, because Clark Kent is like, no, I'm not Superman. Look, I wear glasses, It's like, oh, okay, I can totally see that, Obviously not Superman.
Yeah. Though I don't know, maybe why Adam and He-Man were so alike.
We should have had
made...
like a subplot, where Teela's like, Father, is He-Man really Adam's father? They look so alike. It's like, well, one day I'll explain it to you, dear, but no, totally he's not his father. I promise you. I know that really is the king's son. Promise. Trust me. Yeah, because, I mean, as much as alike as they look, I mean, they didn't change the face or anything. All they did was give him a tan. They didn't even change his physique, so it's like, apparently Prince Adam, who is scripted as being so lazy, somehow has time to work out a lot off screen.
Yeah.
Either that or just everybody in Eternia has a side of steroids with every meal, but...
Yeah, I think they really pretty much used same
it was the same
template to all characters pretty much.
They all just had different heads. It's like, all right, this guy has many faces, and this guy's a Cyclops, but it's the same, even Skeletor and He-Man's bodies are basically the same. It's just, all right, this guy's got long fingernails, and he's purple, and we'll change the little emblem on his chest, and then here we'll confound people by making a Wonder Bread He-Man, let them try to get that one, ha ha ha,
Oh yeah.
The nice thing is that all of that original series, I believe, is on YouTube these days.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And apparently on 80s there was some sort of character design competition going on, and grand prize for that was that Mattel will produce that character on official He-Man toy line. Yeah, they did it on 2010, I would say. So only maybe 30 years after that thing was over. But when Mattel produced those Masters of the Universe classic figures, my absolute favorite was, I think it was Godlike Almighty Stand or something, which was homage to Stan Lee.
I guess I don't remember that one. I'll have to take a look.
No, it was totally original design from Four Horsemen who sculpted those figures. I can try to find you a video on YouTube for a review of that character.
Oh, okay, sure. I would love to see it. So as you can see, my my little necromancer, Fluffy No Pants here, is just running through enemy territory. So although the Aldemari Dominion has most of the south, I thought while everybody was engaged and fighting, I would poke as far north as I could to take as many of those Skyshards as I could while they were preoccupied with various different battles. So I'm here, I'm behind enemy lines and trying to see how far I get without being noticed. Unfortunately, it doesn't always go so well. Maybe I get a little too daring and a little too close to some of the guards at some of these locations. In fact, I think this is an example of one where I was thinking maybe I could sneak by, but not realizing, oh, yeah, look at that, there are guards right there. And they hit really hard. And there was just no escape. The pain. However, fortunately, AD still has most of the map, so I can go ahead and spawn someplace else that will be near a Skyshard. And just a reminder, like I said, what you're watching, at least the gameplay video, is not live. This was recorded last night so that I could avoid stream sniping. So I could show you where I've been, just not where I am at any given time in a PvP zone. It avoids problems. I was actually watching another streamer who was running through Cyrodiil get sniped the other day, and thinking, I was like, yep, I don't want to have that happen to me. And they had like 8 people jump on them all at once and, having a good time, tearing them apart. So he ended up giving up for PvP for the day. I remember at one point that happened to Angry Joe, where he wanted to plan like some kind of big PvP thing. I think it was in Guild Wars 2. And so he's announcing it all over, YouTube. And so, well, the enemy team saw the plan and waited for them and ambushed them and killed all of them. And so he learned a little lesson about keeping your plans and PvP at least close to the vest, so that only the people who need to know in advance.
Yeah. Okay, I found that video for you, so when you have time.
Okay, because of copyrights and whatnot, I can't play it on stream, of course. But if you link it in Discord, I'll be able to take a look at it after the stream.
Yeah, it's on IDM that you. Speaking about YouTube videos, did you see that link which I posted on Discord earlier in the week?
No, as a matter of fact, I did not. Which channel was it in?
I think it's on general.
No, I was just in the ESO channel, but I didn't see that there was something new in general. What was it about?
Watering made a video about this, I don't know on which country that guy is from, but basically he makes videos where he tortures and kills cats.
Whoa! This sounds like a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, what I said that, okay, FYI, if you don't hear from me after this, I have found and killed this guy and now I'm in prison. Because that's sick. That's so fucking sick. It's not even, I just can't understand those kind of people.
My guess is that they are mentally ill, and if they start with hurting animals and they move on to people,
Yes.
it gives them some kind of a thrill.
And apparently there is also some copycat channels too, which does same thing.
Well, now, see, here's the part that I don't get. Okay, they're sick people and they do horrible things, but who the hell would give them a platform to host this stuff on and, be fine with it? Is this stuff actually on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, and meanwhile, YouTube will shill for China and take down things that are critical of China or demonetize them. They're always going after. I watch like China Uncensored, and YouTube is always attacking their channel and randomly deleting their videos because they love China. But torturing cats is okay, huh?
That was one of Quartering's points that, yeah, YouTube banned Leafy for saying something about Pokimane, and they keep this sick stuff on their platform. Like, what the fuck, YouTube?
YouTube is getting kind of rotten. My guess is that as soon as we have a viable replacement for YouTube, there will be a mass exodus. This is part of the reason, actually, why I have invested in some servers. I know that there are a lot of people who will record content and then they'll put it up on YouTube and then they delete it off their machines because of space. But in my case, I've been storing everything that I make, no matter which channel it goes to, for years. So the instant something becomes available that is an alternative, I can just flick the switch and it's like, all right, servers, upload to a new address, and years worth of content can go up into a new cloud. So that I'm ready to jump ship at any time.
But, wait, that wasn't on, oh damn it, that wasn't on YouTube, but apparently, I can't remember on which platform it was.
Well, there
was
many that want to be.
There was some video platform, and this one flat earther posted videos there, and those videos got deleted. Maybe that's a good option to replace YouTube, because apparently spreading misinformation and utter bullshit is totally okay on YouTube.
It is if it's the bullshit that they choose. Like, for example, the World Health Organization, unfortunately, as part of this pandemic, has been caught putting out things that are false, contradicting actual medical stuff, things that basically favor China, and because they're still for China also. And even though they're putting out misinformation, YouTube has specifically said whatever the World Health Organization says is truth. It's like, well, it's been proven false in many cases. But then again, like I said, they shill for China. The WHO shills for China, so YouTube shills for the WHO too. It's just really horrible, That's the one good thing I think that came out of this whole pandemic is it's as our current administration is actually turning the screws on China and announcing penalties. for companies that do business over there that end up supporting suppression of human rights and make it expensive, it's very obvious who has been getting most of their money from China. Oh, did you see, speaking of China, the recent thing with Activision where I guess there was a Call of Duty thing that had a scene from Tiananmen Square and China demanded that they
Oh
remove it.
yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
did. They're like, okay, China, that's okay. We don't want to fight for freedom in China. Don't want to
Yeah,
give
this
people
didn't
ideas.
happen.
And I remember watching the Tiananmen Square massacre live on television when it happened. Yeah, it's a shame, the all the companies, American companies, unfortunately, that go along with the suppression of stuff like that.
Always remember,
Yeah, when I
dreamers,
realized that
that
that's what they're
nightmares are
engaged in,
Vermina's
I
truest
just put them on the
sending,
list. It's just another
piercing the veils
company
that
I don't
prevent
do
us from
business with.
seeing the world as it truly is.
Okay, orange cheeses.
Oh, did you get
Please
something good?
please give me that damn Inferno staff.
Oh, you're in what's it? The Maelstrom Arena?
Oh well, at least one more run on EU on normal.
Oh, I thought you had it on EU already.
No. As a matter of fact, maybe 3 weeks ago, I asked on Facebook, Elder Scrolls Online PC Gamer Group, does it even drop on normal mode?
I believe so.
And some people said that, oh, yes, it dropped. I got it on first try. Some
I
people
hate those
said on
posts.
fifth try. Yeah, I got it on fifth try. But
And video or it
there
didn't
is
happen.
there is people who said they have run over 100 times Maelstrom Arena and still haven't got Inferno staff.
For me, I bet it'll be 1,000. My RNG luck is terrible. I'm on some RNG hit list. It's like, oh, it's that guy. No, we're not giving him nothing.
Well, there is another Inferno staff which is kind of hard to get, but that's only because of RNG. And that's at least that set at least used to be best in slot to Magicka Dragon Knights called Burning Spellweave. I don't know, is it anymore that like a best in slot? Does people anymore use that one? But people have run months, many times per day, and haven't got Inferno staff.
Of course, I say that. Watch, I'll stream it the first time. It's like, oh, is this good? And like, that's the staff.
Yeah, there was one of these big streamers who moved on ESO. I can't remember which one it was, and he got Inferno staff, Maelstrom Inferno staff on first try. I watched Alcast reacting to that video, and I think our cast was like you lucky said something like you lucky bastard or something similar. And I kind of understand. It's like a holy grail of weapons. No one really used that much ice staff or lightning staff.
I love lightning. Owie.
But to be honest, I don't really see that big of the deal to have it. Yeah, it buffs your damage, but if I understood correctly, you use it only on your back bar, but that damage buff don't carry to your front bar. So, I'm gonna get it anyway, because it's I have made it as my life goal to get on ESO to get that damn Inferno staff both on EU and NA.
Uh-oh. So, is your life complete once you have it? You're like, okay, well, I'm all done. Time for the cyanide.
No! Then my next life goal is get completion on veteran mode. But that one I'm gonna run only once to get that wait, is it skin or polymorph?
Oh, and because it's the internet and it's 2020, disclaimer, kids, cyanide is bad. Don't drink cyanide. Cyanide is very, very bad, and it makes the Internal Revenue Service upset if you die without paying all your taxes. and your creditors. They get mad too. Especially if you have lots of student loans.
It's a polymorph, not skin.
Oh, and as you can see here with my my little necromancer, I had been going through Cyrodiil for a while, and then it occurred to me, oh, you know, after I dinged here a few minutes ago, I realized, you know, I could have had XP scrolls on her the whole time while I was doing all this exploration and getting all these, because I think you get a little bit of XP from each one of the Skyshards that you pick up. And I thought, oh, I've got stamps of these things because from daily rewards they just stack up, and I always forget to use them. So I'm going to try to keep an XP scroll on her the whole rest of the time she's running through Cyrodiil.
Be right back.
Okay. The other thing is that it occurred to me, you know, there's a lot of bookshelves, and so when I get a chance, I try to read the bookshelves. Here I'm taking advantage of the little bubble that you see around me as a damage shield, which is afforded by maxing out the Psijic Order leveling. So she's level 10 with the Psijic Order, so you get this nice little, I think it's, I want to say it's 6,000 damage shield. And also ability number 5 on my bar is also a Psijic Order ability, which is the heal that you see me using quite often. It took me a little while to get used to it because I was thinking it was something that you had to hold down or initiate, but it's actually a toggle. So she'll go into this heal mode, and then while it's channeling, she just kind of floats there. Yeah, loading in and out of Cyrodiil is just strictly a function of how quick the server responds. So, as you can see, let's see, I guess that's the Ebonheart Pact, or no, Daggerfall Covenant, never mind. that I'm just running around trying to snatch Skyshards, even if I'm right close to their bases. Figure, who dares wins. So while everybody's busy with everything else, I'm trying to do what I can to get as many of them as possible.
Okay, I think 5 minutes has gone, so I guess I can do Maelstrom Arena again.
Oh, it resets every 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think it resets automatically when after you complete it after 5 minutes. It's kind of stupid that you cannot do it back to back.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Speaking of He-Man, I see a Khajiit here called I Have the Power.
Ooh.
Well, perhaps the 5 minutes is time for the instance to reset, for your lock to expire. Does it give you a
I don't
notice?
know why it requires 5 minutes, because dungeons, you can do same dungeon back to back. You don't have to wait 5 minutes for that.
Well, you can do a dungeon back to back when you're queuing for them, right? But I think if you walk into them and walk out, I'll bet you it's 5 minutes. And the reason I say that
Time
is...
for testing.
Oh, yeah, we could test that sometime. This is just a theory, but my guess is that since these are individual instances, it probably is tied to the character, and whenever you queue for it, you're spawning a new instance with other players. When you walk into it individually, it's spawned for yourself. And so you should be able to, my guess would be step out and step back in, and the dungeon will persist for probably the same amount of time. At least I would think so. That it does for the arena, because they're probably the same thing. It's probably just treated as another instance.
Yeah, I guess that's why I haven't managed to, when I was grinding CP, Skyreach is very good. It's basically, well, it's meant to be group delve, I guess. But you can solo it too if you have good solo build. And I try to do it back to back, but which I saw how when usually people do it with group of 2, because apparently, at least for Skyreach, if you have more than 2 people, you don't really, it kind of diminishes. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, if you have more people, your XP gain is reduced. Diminishing return, that was the word which I was trying to say. And benefit doing Skyreach, I think I have run you through Skyreach, is because it's individual instance. There is also only you or you and whoever you are grinding with. You don't have to fight for mobs.
think I've ever tried that one, but I look forward to giving it a shot sometime.
I think we have done it.
Have we? Well, I'm still learning the names of all the different places, so yeah, I guess that's possible, and I just don't realize it.
Yeah, there is other place also which is quite good to grind levels and fighter skill, but it's on open world, so there might be other people also doing that. It's called spell scar.
As far as Fighters Guild stuff goes, I haven't seemed to. It seems like there's Fighters Guild stuff all over the place. I mean, every Dolan, all these dungeons that are filled with undead, and all kinds of other stuff. I was having fun getting a lot of them just in the Necropolis and Northern Elsewhere, for example. This is all undead and Daedra.
Yeah, there is tons of places, but why Spell Scar is so good for grinding levels for Fighters Guild is those mobs, they spawn so freaking fast, and there is tons of undead, or I think they are Daedra, to be exact. But I haven't really bothered with Spell Scar.
I guess I'll have to start adding some of these things to the list. I've been just kind of accruing CP sort of like organically. It just sort of happens. I think right now, let's see, I'm at CP 351. So I've been just getting it for, you know, questing and enjoying all the stories and whatnot. I'm actually been working on trying to get the CP up to 160 on my EU characters, so that I'll be able to start getting some of the gear. Okay, let's see, I'm just checking my console here, and I'm probably eating up a lot of bandwidth. My ISP is probably hating me at the moment.
No, I think when I get my Mac Blade on NA to 50, I can start grinding CP quite easily on Maelstrom Arena.
So that's
I
going to be
think
your farming
on
character?
lower... Sorry?
That's going to be your farming character?
I don't know. Is it farming character? But most probably I'm gonna do Maelstrom Arena only to that one. It took almost an hour on Maxorg to complete Maelstrom Arena, now I can do it under 40 minutes
Oh, that's
on
impressive.
MacBlade.
Yeah, I still need to complete Maelstrom Arena once. I'm still learning. But hey, that might be a fun stream. It's like, all right, let's see how to play it wrong.
Oh, if you know mechanics and follow mechanics, it's easy peasy.
Goblin.
Well, that's the thing.
Wait
I'm
till I
learning
find
the mechanics. Oh, and then I also get a little CP every once in a while. Every time I see a dragon flying around and it's under attack, go zap it for a little extra CP. And it
Yeah.
seems they never seem to go out of style. At least the one at the Starhaven Shrine.
Yeah, I think I get even on almost 1200 CP on EU. I think I get CP every maybe third run on Maelstrom Arena.
Is that with an XP scroll? Or does that help?
No. Well, it doesn't matter after 8-10 if you are CP 1 million. It's just, I don't know, is there even difference? Because on lower CP, you get faster CP levels. But I don't know, is it same to be like CP 1000, that being like 2000? No idea how it works. I think high CP over 1000 or even more is more about, oh look, I have played this game quite a while.
Look at me, I have a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
I've got too much time on my hands. That never seems to be an issue for me. I'm always running that time.
No!
I think it annoys OLG sometimes because, you know, she's like, oh, you know, what are you doing today? And then I'll start reading her my schedule, and she's always, I think, surprised at how organized it is. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this today, this today, this today. If that doesn't work out, I've got this as a backup, da 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 da. And, you know, but then I'm like, oh, did you want to do something? She's like, oh, no, you sound really busy. I'm like, no, you trump all this other stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have anything else, yes, the roster is always full. There's never a time where I sit here and I'm thinking to myself, what will I do today? You know?
Split up!
Okay, let's see. All right. Here, in this example here, unfortunately, as I'm running through Cyrodiil, I've run out of backspace. And this is where it comes in handy to have multiple accounts. You can't mail things to yourself per se in ESO, but if you have a second account, you can kind of use that as extra bag space to mail things to your alt. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm taking all the junk that is not anything that my character can research and sending them to an alternate character. And then I can have my alt chew it all up to level their crafting skill and potentially research all those items so that my necromancer here will have more bag space and won't have to leave Cyrodiil just yet. I hate leaving loot behind if I can avoid it. But you can't pull out a banker or a vendor inside Cyrodiil, unfortunately. To be honest, I'm not... Are they concerned that, I guess, people will bring in a banker filled with siege weapons or something? And start handing them out?
I don't know. No idea why you cannot summon banker or merchant on Cyrodiil.
Yeah, and see, this is another reason to play with 2 accounts. So if you have items, you could just have like that other evil account, you know, sitting there running, and it's like, oh, I've run out of potions. Mail me some, you know, and so you can mail yourself from your other account more things. This is another benefit of playing 2 accounts simultaneously. It's not multi-boxing if you're playing them one at a time, you know, as long as they're not running side by side and taking the commands from a single interface, it's not multi-boxing. Yeah, I noticed that SWTOR has prohibitions against multi-boxing also, probably because they have a free-to-play model, so they don't want people to create, 50 free accounts and play all of them simultaneously and hog out connections to the server. My guess is that's probably the real reason why multi-boxing is forbidden in ESO, because you can play without paying a monthly fee. So again, you don't want the server drowned in connections from some multi-box farmer who is not going to buy anything. And so that'd probably be a good reason to forbid a whole bunch of multi-boxing. Because when they have to play it individually, usually people don't play multiple accounts at the same time. It's rare. I mean, like I said, I've got several screens here, so I can have ESO on one screen and then have it going on another simultaneously. By the way, that is a misconception. I actually heard another streamer mention, it's like, well, you can't launch ESO more than once on your computer. I was like, yes, you can. As long as you have enough memory and processing power, you can have as many instances of ESO open as you want. The one limitation is Steam. If you're playing it on Steam, you get 1 because it's tied to the Steam account that is open. But if you're playing the direct one, you can launch... Heck, in one example, recently they had ESO available for free. So just to be, silly, I was able to launch 8 instances of ESO all at the same time on the Red Storm. Now the video card was roaring like a jet engine because, the CPU didn't even break a sweat running that, because it's an R9 3900X, 12 cores, 24 threads. Of goodness. But the video card is a little 2080 Super, and it's like, man, I wasn't made for this. Because I normally crank all my settings to the max and then multiply that by 8. So I was like, whoops, I need to turn the video settings down on some of these clients. Because I was overtaxing the video card just a bit.
Yeah, I tried that too on other day. I can't remember why I launched. There was some silly reason why I needed to launch both of my accounts at the same time. Let's say for that reason, whatever I was doing... Damn it, I can't remember what I was doing. Anyway,
Sharing werewolf
it wasn't like anything...
Shrine unlock?
Yeah, for that, it's totally okay. My PC can handle that. But doing pretty much anything else, no, not gonna happen.
Well, you know what I ended up doing for mine is only the main console where I'm actually playing runs at max resolution. And then the other ones, I just run them as a window, and then I downshift them to minimum graphics. And that keeps the video card from freaking out. And that's part of the reason why I'm looking at the R9, or I mean the RTX 3090, and I'm like, imagine all of them running at full speed, you know? But, oh, and then, you know, speaking of multiple ESO accounts, here is a trick for you. The way ESO works is that whenever ESO doesn't take into account that you might want to run multiple accounts. So there's only one set of settings that are ever saved, and it's whatever the last save is. So if I have 3 windows open, 2 of them are in a window and 1 is full screen, and I exit at full screen, the next time I launch it, it will launch at full screen. But if I exit the windows, what I usually do if I'm running multiple ones is I'll close the small one first and then close the full screen last. So the full screen is the last one that saves. So the next time I play the game, it comes up at full screen. If I get them out of order and I close the one in a window second, the next time I launch ESO, it shows up in a little tiny window. And then I have to go back and turn all the settings up. So it's just remembering, all right, whoever goes out last sets the settings for everybody. Because I can't say ESO client number 1, this setting, ESO number 2, this setting. ESO doesn't take into account. It's in denial. Why would you ever want to have multiple accounts? It's like, well, let me tell you, there's all kinds of fun things you can do with 2 accounts. Or even 3. I thought of getting a 3rd when they were having that account sale. I did try out several accounts. So I've got inactive accounts that are just waiting. So who knows? Maybe I could one day, if I got lucky and won a code, because this is a little tip. The ESO stream team will often have giveaways where they'll give away a code. So for example, they'll say, Greymore, code for free. Well, it's not just Greymore. It's the whole game. So you get the base game, all the chapters, and whatever the current one was, which is currently Greymore. It doesn't come with any DLC, but you could take that code, apply it to a brand new account, and presto, for not even a single penny, you've got all the chapters and the base game. Bam. So those little trial accounts that I set up are just sitting there waiting for a code. If I get lucky and win another one, I might apply it to one of those rather than simply upgrading an existing account. Looks like our run there in Cyrodiil just finished. Okay, so you know what? We do have a little bit more fun in Cyrodiil to show. Here, let me find it real quick. Okay, so this is my last little bit of fun here in Cyrodiil that I had fun with last night. Oh, you know what? This is probably a good spot to end the video for the YouTube crowd. So, join me next time here on Joe Superfan WS PC Gaming channel so that these don't get too long, and we'll have more fun in Cyrodiil. See you next time.